everyone, and welcome to Rock Studios. I'm Stan Miller. I'm PR and Analyst Relations Manager for Rockwell Automation in the EMEA region. And I'm joined today by Nicholas Jose. He is CEO of Sweetch Energy. Nicholas, welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Stan. It's very exciting to be here.
So Nicholas, we're here today to talk about achieving renewable energy goals through scalable technology. But before we get into the topic, could you tell us a little bit about Sweetch Energy and, of course, yourself?
Yeah, so Sweetch Energy, we are a French company, and we are developing a new technology to harness what we call osmotic power to produce electricity at large scale. Just to, in a few words, osmotic power is the mixing energy of fresh water and seawater, and it's a massive source of energy that is available in all deltas and estuaries of the world. It could supply up to 15 or even 20% of global electricity needs. And thanks to our technology, now we have a mean to explore this energy. So that's what we're doing at Sweetch for the first time ever.
Nicholas, when I first learned about osmotic energy, I was blown away. So could we share with the audience a little bit more detail about the process behind it and the technology behind it? Because quite frankly, it's incredible.
Well, thank you very much, Stan. Osmotic energy it's amazing. It is this completely renewable source of energy that can be used to produce electricity 24 hours a day, which for renewable energy is great, in a way, right? And it can fit the three needs. One is to be reliable, meaning that you can use it as a baseload power source or as a peaking power source. It is clean, and even more importantly, thanks to our technology, I will explain, we can now provide and supply electricity in a cost-effective manner. So how it works, basically you bring in fresh water and seawater into a system which is by the river mouth, It goes through osmotic stack, which are kind of electrolyzer in a sense, if you want to think about it this way. And you have the water flowing slowly into the system, and it produces energy through membranes, and we design at Sweetch Energy particular membrane specifically for it. It generates electricity, and then all water goes back to the river. So it's kind of amazing. I must say, Stan, it's a bit boring when you see it because there is no noise, there is no smoke, there is no rotating machine whatsoever. It's magic, There is nothing, it looks like there's nothing, but actually we are generating electricity.
No noise, no disruption. Sounds like a perfect technology that's not disruptive at all to the surrounding environment.
Yeah, that's the challenge today in the energy world, right? We are facing something that humanity has never achieved before, which is kind of phasing out some sources of energy and replace them with new renewable ones. This is something that has never been done before, right? And we need to do it fast. We need to do it in a socially acceptable manner, meaning that we need technology that are acceptable and are clean for the environment. And we need to make this thing cost effective, right? Because at the end of the day, what matters for industry, for energy provider, is to be cost efficient.
Excellent background. Nicholas, let's talk about you touched on some challenges, but let's dive a little deeper if it's okay. From your perspective, what are the main pressing challenges facing the traditional energy industry right now?
Well, as I said, we're doing something that has never happened before, right? So this by itself is a challenge, right? In a way. So and there is not one solution, right? It's going to be a mix of solutions. So the first challenge is to find all the potential sources of energy and see how we can use them together. And we need to think also about how are we going to distribute that energy, right? Because we know that transforming the energy system means also transforming the connection and the distribution system, which needs time, cost, and materials, right? Which is a big issue. So we at Sweetch Energy, what we've done is that we say, okay, that source of energy, osmotic power, is great because it's clean, as I said before, it's permanent, it's local, meaning that you don't need to import or export feedstock to make it work. And we also focus on developing materials, particular materials, based on biomaterials, not using any rare earths or particular complex materials, because simplicity at the end of the day is what matters, right? So this is extremely complex, and we're working and we're looking at other sources of energy. We don't believe that we can solve everything by ourselves. Osmotic power will supply 15 to 20% of global electricity needs, which is huge already, right? But we need also other sources, and we need good complementarity between these sources of energy.
Now, you've outlined some of the challenges. What you guys are doing is incredibly innovative. What are some of the ways to prioritize innovation even when faced with having to address some of the challenges that you've talked about?
Well, at Sweetch Energy, we love innovating, right? So if I just listen to my team, we will keep on innovating all the time, but sometimes we need to freeze product, and decide that you do first V1 of the product and evolve all the time. I think, again, what matters is first to go fast. So we need to make the quick wins, because the energy transition must happen now. And so we need to balance between perfection, and what is really needed and core. So that's one thing to give priority to some sort of innovation. Then I think that cost, at the end of the day, is what matters, right? So a lot of our work is really about, now that we have the technology, we control, we understand well our technology, which is very new, right? We are applying recent breakthrough in nanofluidics, so it's very new. The question is how to make that very affordable, right? And so it's working on materials and on industrial processes to make that affordable. And then comes how we operate the site itself, right? Which is, by the way, what we're doing with Rockwell, right? Which is why I'm here today. One of the critical factors in electricity generation today is reliability, We need to have reliable sources of energy. And to do that with an osmotic power, which is a complex process, right? Osmotic plant, because we're using water from the natural river or the sea, right? So salinity, temperature can vary. So we need to permanently in real time adjust, right? So we are innovating also in how we operate the system. And we're doing that, by the way, with Rockwell right now.
So you've touched on collaboration, but let's go a little bit deeper. From your perspective, how does collaboration support Sweetch's vision, and what are the types of partnerships, collaborations that you're talking about?
Well, we, and especially me, at Sweetch Energy, I'm a strong believer that we need to focus on our strengths, right? Our strength is our technology. iNode is the name of the technology, which is what we're good at, and actually no one can do what we do, right? Now, when it comes to deploying the infrastructure, we need to work with the good partners. So, for instance, in Europe, we're working with large utilities like EDF or CNR, which is NG Group, to make the infrastructure, because they know well how to deploy on the river side the infrastructure. To produce our membranes, we're working with some industrial partners in Europe who have the equipment, the knowledge to do that, right? So it's really a matter of, I like the concept of network company in a sense, right? Where everyone focuses on his strengths, and this allows us to work fast. But for a company like us, a startup like us, we are 60 at Sweetch Energy today. We managed to secure good funding. We secured about 40 million euros so far on the project. And but we continue to accelerate that. And we think that it's important to continue working with large companies like Rockwell, because they have the knowledge and they have the global presence. And since we have ambition to deploy globally, it's important to have partners who can operate everywhere in the world.
Let's talk a little bit about scalability. Mm-hmm. How important is process scalability, and where do elements such as centralized remote management fit into Sweetch's strategy?
Okay. Well, scalability is critical, and in a sense, we are a data company, right? What we do is that we're collecting real-time, hundreds, thousands of data, to run our systems, So first, we need automation to make that happen, and it needs to be replicable on various sites, So that's why, from scratch, we decided to invest massively on this automation and the centralized process, so that we can have something scalable and replicable. Plus, for us, we believe that our type of plant must be controlled remotely, right? Because it's a matter of cost, Again, electricity needs to be cost efficient, needs to be reliable, and needs to be clean, right? Automation, centralization, remote control allows for cost reduction, right? And so we don't do science for science, right? We are bringing a real industrial solution, and so for every part of what we do, we're looking at how we can accelerate the cost decrease, and obviously automation by optimizing processes, making them more efficient is absolutely critical. Plus it allows us to generate the data and to collect data which will help to continuously improve the technology and the performance.
Nicholas, thank you so much for this interview today. I truly believe that Sweetch and what you guys are going to do is going to make the world so incredibly more sustainable. So thank you for sharing your insights and your vision and your strategy with us.
Thank you very much, Stan. Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching. If you'd like to learn more about industrial automation, digital transformation, or sustainable solutions, visit rockwellautomation.com.